Hi, this is Kevin with Fighting Fear with Kevin Ashworth. I'm the clinical director of Northwest Anxiety Institute. I do a podcast talking about anxiety, functional analysis, evidence-based treatment, cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, and kind of everything in between. I specialize in the treatment of anxiety in Portland, Oregon, and my clinic provides these services to folks. And this podcast is really an opportunity to give information back. One of the most important things, I think, when overcoming anxiety, fear, distress, or making behavior change is understanding the function and ultimately understanding the how. Why are these behaviors maintaining? So the podcast is really to be able to give people information that otherwise wouldn't have it. Today, I would like to talk about peeing and some problems related to that. So my next video I'm going to do after this is going to be about pooping. So stay tuned if that's more of your cup of tea. Problems with peeing is not terribly uncommon with folks that struggle with anxiety, and specifically there's a type of problem that actually quite a few people have emailed me about called periuresis or shy bladder. So this is the experience that people have when they are in public, or even sometimes when they're home, and the idea that somebody might hear them urinate or poop causes this fear, or really this performance type issue where they can't pee anymore. So they go into the urinal at the bar, the restaurant, or with a group of friends, or at a sporting event, and they're unable to pee. And they want to pee, they're looking down, they're hoping they can pee, and it's not happening, and basically the bladder's saying no way. So of course, that's not the only thing that's happening. There's many steps that happen prior to that, like the expectation that you're going to pee, or the worry or anticipation that you may not, based on your previous experience of not being able to. All these things likely lead to the inability to perform, in this case, urinate. And so, if you've seen any of my other videos, we understand anxiety really be a function of association. And so if you had at any moment a thought while you were trying to urinate at any point, that maybe your urine stream wasn't strong enough or intense enough, or it wasn't loud enough, or it was too loud, or that you weren't able to pee fast enough and the gentleman next to you was able to pee much faster. All these things lead us to start thinking about things and then worrying and anticipating the experience next time. Of course, this anticipatory angst causes us to change our behavior slightly, and then that can lead to problems with all of this stuff. So how do you manage it? Well, through the art of exposure therapy, which is really incrementally moving yourself towards the thing that's scary. Like any other anxiety, it's a paradox. And so you have to lean into or engage the thing that you're scared of. So what I would recommend for individuals doing this is that you get more practice being around people and trying to urinate. And probably before you do that, I would actually increase your tolerance with being at the urinals without the expectation of urinating. So now you have to manage the social implications of just standing there and nothing happening. You know that's the only reason that you're there, but nobody else would. And so if you can be comfortable with standing there and understanding that others may or may not care, know, recognize that you're not peeing, once you're okay with that, you likely will not care about peeing in general, and therefore you would likely be able to pee. So this is a problem of not being able to. There's lots of conditions that anxiety can impact. Of course, if you're not able to pee, check with your physician. This isn't free therapy advice. This is just understanding a problem and then talking about very practical ways of how one would go to challenge the paradoxical experience of managing their anxiety. So periuresis is the technical term. I don't see a lot of people in practice with this, but I've got enough emails about it that would say it's problematic to some folk. So that's the conversation on that. If you have any questions, let me know. I try to get back to your questions as much as I can. Sometimes they do get buried in the emails. And then I try and answer them on here. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Check out our Facebook page. Our website is Northwest Anxiety, nwanxiety.com, and my email is kevin@nwanxiety.com. I was recently on the Art of Manliness, and then back in October quoted in the New York Times article on a big article about teenage anxiety. So thanks for checking me out. I appreciate it very much. It's a lot of fun being able to do these.